think through with me. You see, the church has to be presented to God before the angels and to Christ himself. However, he can't present a dirty church. He can't present unwashed church. He can't present a filthy church. He can't present an unclean church. That is, the church must be presented cleansed, washed, sanctified, holy. The church has to be presented that way. And you know, the church doesn't know how to be holy. The church doesn't know how to be washed. The church doesn't know how to be saved. The church doesn't know how to walk without blemish or live without blemish. That is the church. The same thing. It's possible your spouse doesn't know how to cook, or your spouse doesn't know how to serve. Your spouse doesn't know how to accommodate visitors when they come in. And probably your spouse doesn't know how to entertain your family members. The church also didn't know all this. But the nice thing about Christ is that when he saw that the church is not able to do all these, the Bible tells us that he did it for the church. He cleansed the church. He washed the church. He saved the church. So he could present the church unto himself. Your partner doesn't know how to do all these things. What do you have to do? You do your part of helping him to do what you think she or he is not able to do. Your partner looks queer, that's fine. She might not be the only person. He might not be the only person. Uncultured, that's okay. He might not be the only person. Uneducated, that's fine. Not caring, too local, backward. The disciples were not orators. They weren't. The disciples were not well dressed. Remember, when Jesus appeared to them on the sea, Peter was almost naked. He had to put something on him. Your wife doesn't know how to dress. Your husband doesn't know how to dress and looked unlearned, local, ordinarily. Yes, what must you have to do? You have to do just as Jesus did for the church. Christ prepared the church to present the church to himself, to present the church before the Father and his angels. If you feel ashamed to present him or her before your mother, before your sisters and your brothers, before your friends, before your co-workers and before your superiors, then you need to do something yourself, just as Christ did. Christ felt ashamed to bring the unwashed, unholy church before God the Father. What did he do? He washed it before. If there is anything you spot in your wife, in your spouse, in your husband, that you don't like, that you feel ashamed of, what do you have to do? Help him. Help her to solve it. That is what God is telling us. Don't put that condition like a mountain that because of this I can't submit, I can't love, when you will have to take it upon yourself to polish. Christ polished us and then present us to himself. If anything, polish your wife. Polish her, polish your husband, polish him in every area possible. So you can be proud of him, you can be proud of her, and you can present him just as Jesus presents us before the Father. You can also present your wife or husband before your family members. It shall be so with you in Jesus' name.